Hi, welcome to the Sean Ray and Steve Michael 2026 Summer Pop-Up Podcast, where you can check us out following the podcast and see the podcast come to life. Thank you so much for joining us, where we are promoting literacy and we are determined to stop the 2026 summer dip. So what better place to start than our favorite place, Storybook. Here, if you remember from last season, we still have our little free library, and what do you know, we're starting summer, and you guys, it's empty. So perfect time to be here. So I picked up a few books for us. We have Friends, F is for Friends, an alphabet book. We all love this show, right? Classic. Superman, who doesn't love Superman? We have Crypto, Hero in Training, and I have a little surprise in here for some special reader. I found a matching magnet, so somebody's going to get a little surprise when they pick this book up. Bat Wheels, the great T-Rex escape. Who doesn't love T-Rex? Always talking about dinosaurs in school, right? LeBron James, especially if you live in Ohio. Maybe California, you gotta love LeBron. And of course, Spider-Man. Everybody loves Spider-Man. He doesn't outgrow us, does he? So a few books in here, perfect timing again to start off summer. So some young readers to come, take a book, read it, trade it, put something in so there's something for somebody else. So the idea is that whenever we come back here, this is never empty again. So perfect timing again for us. So today what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take you through the Storybook Trail. Last time we just kind of went through the first one, kind of talked about it. This time I'm going to take you all the way through, and it is actually a different story. Now we've had some storms and whatnot, so we may have some trees down. I don't know. We may run through some impossible situations. We'll find out. Follow me and see what this whole trail is all about. And folks, before I forget, I have to take a dog with me. Come on, Dee Dee. This is Dee Dee. She's made her presence to you before, so you can't take this walk without a dog, especially with the story that we have today. Few cobwebs there, folks. And we get to the top, and we have here Hugo and the Impossible Thing. So it's nice, as soon as we get to the top of the trail, we know what our story's gonna be. More cobwebs after all of this rain that we've had. And here we are, starting with number one. Again, a beautiful illustration. And so let me just start reading here. At the edge of the forest stood the impossible thing. It was a jumbled mess of giant boulders, thorny mazes, raging rivers, and towering cliffs. Check out the bottom of each page for fun facts and activities. So again, we talked about last summer how you have this the interactiveness with this for children, which they love that. And again, something for everyone. I can just kind of come through. I can certainly appreciate these illustrations, do a quick little read along my way, and just have a nice leisurely time. Or again, go faster if you want to go faster. It depends on what your goal is when you're here, right? And again, some of these may be knocked down. I know this has recently been put up, but we've had a lot of storms here, tornado warnings and whatnot. And it's nature, right? So we'll see what's ahead of us. I really don't know. Okay, number two. The animals in the forest often wondered what was beyond the impossible thing, but no one knew because getting through it would be impossible. And because everyone said it was impossible, no animal ever tried. Until one day, a curious little dog named Hugo sat near the edge of the impossible thing and thought to himself, how do we know the impossible thing is impossible if no one's ever tried to get through it? And then at the bottom we say, we have here animal tracks, nests, trails, and nibble bits of food all show where animals have been. Do you see signs or clues of animal life around you? Now we're not going to spend time doing the interactive part, but I'd like to share it with you so you can see what's available here for free. Just getting some exercise, some fresh air, listening to the sounds of nature, and just kind of taking a second to clear your head and get grounded. And as you can see here, folks, we do have a branch down, but guess what? It is not impossible for us to get through. Not yet, anyway. Okay, we made it to number 3. On his way home, Hugo visited his friend, Mr. Bear, who was lumbering around in his cave. Hey, Mr. Bear, said Hugo, do you think I could make it through the impossible thing? Of course not, Mr. Bear replied. If anyone could make it through the impossible thing, it would be somebody big and strong like me. Have you ever tried? Asked Hugo. Well, no, admitted Mr. Bear, because the impossible thing is impossible. I see, said Hugo. Well, tomorrow I think I'm going to try. Here we have a scavenger hunt. It says, look around, can you spot the 3 things listed below? 1, something hard, 2, something smooth, and 3, something furry. That one's easy for me, right? Okay, moving along. Have a branch down here, so we gotta watch our step. And like I said, folks, we do have one that's down here. Mother Nature will be Mother Nature. It says, Hugo visited Little Fox, who was pondering in her den. Hey, Little Fox, said Hugo, do you think I can make it through the impossible thing? No way, scoffed Little Fox. If anyone could make it through the impossible thing, it would be someone quick and clever like me. Have you ever tried? Asked Hugo. Not a chance, said Little Fox, because I'm clever enough to know impossible things are impossible. I see, said Hugo. Well, tomorrow I think I'm going to try. Here it says many nature lovers keep a record of what they see when outside. You can write notes, draw pictures, or take photos. When you get home, draw a picture of your adventure at the Storybook Trail. Come on, let's see if we can get through this or not. Come on, Delilah. Hopefully this is not an impossible challenge for us. A few branches hanging low, catching it in the hair. Just gonna keep on keeping on here. Might kind of be a mess now. Okay. Number 5. Still dry, little tattered, but here we are. Hugo visited Miss Otter, who was bathing in her pond. Hey, Miss Otter, said Hugo, do you think I can make it through the impossible thing? I'm sorry, but no, Miss Otter replied. If anyone could make it through the impossible thing, it would be a skilled swimmer like me. Have you ever tried? Asked Hugo. Of course not, said Miss Otter. It's just as they say, impossible. I see, said Hugo. Well, tomorrow I think I'm going to try. Pretend to be an otter and swim to the next page. And of course, we're just gonna walk to the next page. And you can see if someone wanted to rest along the way, they could sit on a log, pick their feet up, take a breath, drink some water, continue on. Nice open clearing here. We can look down there and see the lake. Nice and open, and appreciating the temperature right now. And to number 6. Hugo visited old Mr. Goat, who was balancing on a branch way up in his tree. "Hello up there, old Mr. Goat," said Hugo. "Do you think I could make it through the impossible thing?" "Definitely not," old Mr. Goat grunted. "If anyone could make it through the impossible thing, it would be an expert climber like me." "Have you ever tried?" asked Hugo. "Why would I?" replied old Mr. Goat. "I've lived in this forest longer than anyone, and the impossible thing has always been impossible." "That's what I've heard," said Hugo. "Well, tomorrow I think I'm going to try." "Hold up a leaf with an interesting shape. How could you use your body to make this shape? Can you do it with just your hands, or do you need to use your whole body?" So that would be a fun activity for young people to do. Somebody wants to, never mind, I can't do that. I can say lead the way, but no way to lead the way, and not get ahead of us, right? Say we have to be in front to read. A few more cobwebs there, folks. So, I mean, you're lucky that you're seeing this today from where you're viewing it, because you are actually getting to avoid all the cobwebs. Okay, number 7. As curious little Hugo began to fall asleep that night, he thought to himself, "Everyone keeps telling me the impossible thing is impossible, but no one has ever tried to make it through the impossible thing. Even though I'm not as big and as strong as Mr. Bear, or as quick and clever as little Fox," and our impossible thing challenge here, "as dusk falls, the great outdoor comes alive with an amazing diversity of wildlife. One nocturnal animal is the American badger. Most people don't even know badgers exist in Ohio because 95% of their activity is at night. What other animals might you see at night?" So something to think about. And of course, since I have a companion, I've got to let her do a little sniffing and have a little enjoyment as well. Come on, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Our viewers want to hear the rest of the story. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Number 8. "And I can't swim like Miss Otter, or climb like old Mr. Goat. I still feel like, excuse me, or climb like old Mr. Goat. I still feel like I have to try." And so Hugo drifted off to sleep and dreamt of the impossible thing and what might lie beyond it, and of being the first in the forest to get through it. And we have a nice illustration there of Hugo dreaming. Here, habitat is the place where a wild animal lives. It's home. What animals might live in Mr. Goat's tree or Miss Otter's pond? So what friends might they have with them? And moving on. And a few more cobwebs. The nice thing is the next person that comes through will not have any cobwebs to walk through. We have a little piece of nature there, a leaf. The next morning, Hugo stopped by old Mr. Goat's tree, but he wasn't there. He passed Miss Otter's pond, but she wasn't there. Collect a leaf from the ground. Can you find the tree that the leaf came from? That might be hard to do. And here we are. So like Hugo in the story, we have come to our own impossible thing. As you can see, this is real life. This happens. And so when we're faced with challenges, we think about what our options are, right? So we have a few options here. One is to kind of maneuver over the trees, kind of step over them, get through. And I'm sure that we could do it. Not without being a little wet and maybe scratched up as well. Another option is we can walk down, around. Certainly another option, in which case we're entering a lot of foliage. We are in the state of tick heaven, so don't have pants on, but it is an option, right? Another option is simply to turn around, right? To turn around and come back another day, to try and do it when it's maybe safer, right? Because we also don't know, when we think about safety, if these trees are down, we don't know that something else isn't also ready to fall here. So, viewers, I'm going to say that this is going to take us to the end of our story with Hugo, and I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to leave you with a cliffhanger, right? A cliffhanger being something that we don't get the ending that we want or the closure that we want. And in this case, it's simply because we're stopping the story midway. And sometimes we have to do that, right? We're reading, we run out of time, something happens, we have an appointment, whatever, and we grab a bookmark and we put our place and we return to it later. So this story is also, of course, available online. If you would like to view it that way, go to your library, check out the book, and see if Hugo manages to do the impossible thing. Because remember, especially when we have friends and support and those to help us, few things in life are really impossible. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. Love you. Thanks for promoting literacy. Get your read on. Love you.